Hey guys, Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and it is a new week, so I wanted to go over the Soulforge, the troops and weapons that are available there, and we do have a new troop in the shop that we can get with Glory, so I'll be taking a look at that, and it is Guild Wars coming up this week, so I won't be going into depth in this video about defenses and different teams for each day, but I will be getting into some of that later this week. So stick around for another video coming out Tuesday or Wednesday probably. But yeah, let's get right into this. So first of all, let's go over to the shop, and I want to take a look at this new troop. It's called First Mate Axe Lubber. And let's see here. It is one of these troops that converts a color, in this case blue gems, to red, and then it will inflict bleed on the strongest enemy. And its traits, it will start battles with full mana if you unlock all of its traits. So yeah, that's pretty good. These troops are always useful in teams where you want to get red mana really quick, because it'll start with full mana and you can convert blue into red. So we're going to go ahead. I always get Mythic of these, and it's going to cost me 6,400 glory. Great stuff. And I also go into Spoils of War. I'll get 10 of these for the event keys, because those event keys are really useful for certain kingdoms that you want to try to get a specific legendary troop or a mythic troop for that kingdom. Let's go take a look at the Soulforge really quick. So let's take a look at weapons first. We have in the Soulforge here a couple of weapons for this kingdom. I believe that it's these two here. We have the Ocean's Protector weapon, which is not really great. I mean, it's good and it's useful in certain teams. Let's just read here. It says eliminate all armor from an enemy, gain life equal to armor eliminated, submerge all allies. So if you do have a troop that does damage based on current allies submerged, this would be a good weapon to use with that. Is it worth the 300 diamonds? That's up to you. We also have Captain's Cutlass here, which is a weapon that does damage boosted by rogue allies, and then it creates a mix of blue and red gems for each rogue ally. And if you're wondering, yes, we do have a class now that is considered a rogue. I believe it is the Corsair class. We can go verify that here really quickly. Yeah, the Corsair class here. Yep, it's rogue. You can see right there under class information. And I just wanted to verify that. Now let's go back and look at what troops are available in the Soulforge. Legendary troops, nothing really great here. Hydra is one of the worst legendary troops. Scion used to be good. It still is. It's okay. It still has usefulness, but not fantastic. Spooky Imp. You know, I mean, if you're trying to collect all the imps, now's your time to get the Spooky Imp. Urskula here. Nah, you know, I never really recommend crafting any legendary troops with your diamonds, because it costs 800 diamonds, and it's much better to save up for a mythic troop with that 4,000 diamonds. So looking here at the mythic troops, we have actually 3 really good mythic troops this week. We have the Weaver, which is fantastic. Webbing is great. It deals true damage, and if it kills an enemy, it explodes 15 gems. It also has a 75% chance to summon a web spinner when an enemy dies. And it has a fairly low mana cost for a mythic troop at 20. Then we have Tina 9000, which is also another fantastic troop. Mana cost is 24, but this thing deals a heck of a lot of true damage, and it does it to 3 random enemies, and then it gains a lot of armor. For me, it's up to 56 armor. And then for its traits, it will reduce damage from spells by 50%, and it adds 50% of its armor to skull damage. Tina 9000 is one of the best mythics in the game. In my opinion, this thing is going to be great for a very long time, just because of the hitting 3 times and it's doing true damage, gaining armor. All of that is super great. And then we have Obsidious. And Obsidious is also one of the best mythics in the game. Obsidious does heavy splash damage to a random enemy. It destroys a 5x5 block, and destroying it is going to be as if you matched all of those gems. Then there's a 50% chance to deal 34 light splash damage to a random enemy. So you definitely have damage going on here and mana generation, as well as in its traits. It will reduce damage from skulls by 50%, and what's also really important here is that it will stun all enemies on 4 or 5 matches, and that is amazing, because there's a lot of troops out there that have a high damage reduction from skull damage, and if you stun them, all of that will be negated for as long as they're stunned. So Obsidious is a really great troop. One of the best mythic troops, goes with a lot of different teams. Any mythic troop that does damage and does mana generation that can go back into itself is really great in my opinion. So if you know, most people aren't going to have enough diamonds to craft all 3 of these right now. So if you are someone who doesn't have any of these 3, which ones would I recommend first? Well, I would have to say Obsidious is definitely my top choice. Like, if you don't have Obsidious yet, and you have enough diamonds to craft it, I would say do it now, because this thing is just great. It's almost like the new Infernus. Like, Infernus is still really great, but this, in my opinion, is even a little better than Infernus. Just because it's destroying such a large block of gems, and it does have the skull damage reduction and stun on it. So I would definitely get that if you don't have it. Now, if you do have Obsidious but you don't have the Weaver or Tina, I would say go with Tina, because Tina is just amazing. It cuts through barrier because it hits 3 times. It gains so much armor. And it has damage reduction from spells, which is kind of rare in the game right now. Most of the reduction is from skull damage, not from spells. So this is interesting that it actually reduces damage from spells by such a large amount. And then third would be Weaver. So if you already have Obsidious, you already have Tina, you know, Weaver's definitely a good choice here. But I just don't think that the Weaver has quite as much potential or rating, in my opinion, as Obsidious and Tina 9000. So that's my opinion there on these troops in the shop. And yeah, so that's about it here. Now we do have Guild Wars, like I said. Oh, I forgot. There is a new legendary troop. I'm glad I remembered this. There's a new legendary troop that's out right now, and it is Captain Macaw. I do like the art that's going on with this guy. It was pretty cool. It says get this new legendary troop only with event keys this week. So if you want to get this troop here, you got to use your event keys this week if you want to try to get this guy. So I should go and look at what he does. I already took a sneak peek earlier, and it looks really good. It looks like he's going to do lethal damage to any troop that's submerged, which is pretty amazing. Now, really quick here, we're going to go and try to get it here, but I want to go look at it first. But I want to mention here that the Black Hawk troops here, we're going to be opening this for the new legendary troop, and that's what you have to do too if you want to get it. But you also have a chance of getting Megavore by opening event keys this week, because Black Hawk Kingdom, let's go and just look at, because we're going to look at the troop anyway, but if you go here and you find Black Hawk, you just do show all and you do base rarity, apply, Megavore is also a really great Mythic troop, and you have a chance of getting this troop this week in your event keys while you're trying to get the new legendary troop. Megavore is a great Mythic troop. If you don't have it, now is a good week to try to get it with those event keys. So here's the new legendary troop, Captain Macaw. It has a 14 mana cost of red and blue, and it will deal 35 damage to an enemy. If they are submerged, kill them, otherwise submerge them. So if a troop is not submerged yet, it will submerge them, and then that allows you to kill them again. Instantly kill them if you can get this troop powered up again before their submerge goes off. And if they are currently submerged, and there's a lot of teams out there that are using a lot of submerge now, this is a really great counter for that effect. Now, the other great thing about this troop is that its final trait allows rogue troops to start with 50% mana. So all of the different rogue troops in here, if we do a search for rogue troops, there's a few of them in here. You got Bonnie Rose here, which is a rogue. Let's clear this out and let's do types. Let's see what kind of rogue troops we have to work with here. So these are all the rogue troops, and you might find some kind of team out of all of these. In fact, the Egg Thief is a rogue. So you could get that to start with 50% mana with that legendary troop, the new one. Sadly we don't have any real Mythic troops yet that are considered rogue. We do have one legendary troop, but it's not really that great unless you have it in a gold team. But one last thing I'll mention about this is that the Corsair class is considered a rogue troop. So if you want this, and it doesn't have any traits or talents that allow it to start with 50% mana. So if you combine this class, the Corsair class, with the new legendary troop, then the class will start with 50% mana. So that is something to take note of. Now let's go and open some event keys here and see how we do. I really want to get this new legendary troop because it's going to be so hard to get it later if I don't get it now. So I have 108 event keys. My chances of getting it probably aren't that high with that. We do have a 3.2% chance of getting the new legendary troop per key. So I could do one by one, which would... I don't think you guys want to sit through and watch me do one by one. But we could do the first 8 to get down to 100, and then we'll go by 50s. Why don't we do that? Because if I get this legendary troop within these first 8 keys, I don't have to open anymore, which would save me a lot of event keys. Getting so many commons. Let's just do 50. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Aha! Captain Macaw. We did get him. And a bunch of other stuff there. But yeah, so we got Captain Macaw. I'm happy with that. I still have 50 keys left. Save that for another time. I already have enough of Megavore, so I don't need to try to get him this week. But yeah. So that's it for this video, guys. Just a quick update here on all of this new week. And like I said, I will be probably uploading a video Tuesday when Guild Wars sets off in our battles, and I'll probably go over some of my defense ideas and some teams and things like that. I'm also working on a video about team building strategies, so look for that later this week. And thanks for listening, guys. Later.